Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our Let's Try BossConstructor campaign. So, these are the new things. I've reattached the missile launcher we lost in the last episode. These are the things I'm the most excited about. Picked up 2 micro solar panels. So let's just quickly look at these here. Regular solar panel has a weight of 4 kilotons, generates 3 gigawatts per second. Micro solar panel also 3 gigawatts, but a weight of 2. And they are a 2x2 entity versus a 2x4. So for the exact same amount of space and weight, you get twice as much power. I'm very glad we salvaged those. We also salvaged this other solar panel, which means our overall power generation options here are quite a bit higher. Chip's going to get a little bit bigger and longer now. We also salvaged a battery. Battery can be used to store excess energy for later use. 50 gigawatts available now in storage capacity. So we're going to go up from 20, which was what we had a moment ago, all the way up to 70. So let's find a good place to stick this guy, maybe at the back of the ship for now. We also picked up another propulsion rocket, but we don't actually have a pair. So it would be kind of silly to do, you know, an extra rocket there or something, because then we wouldn't really have balanced thrust or balanced rotation. Could make things a little bit tricky. So we'll probably save that for a little bit later. We could pair it with a bulky propulsion rocket, but again, this is where we're going to have issues with center of gravity, because this one's bulky. It has weight plus 33%, which is going to make things a little bit unbalanced. 4 kilotons versus the standard 3 kilotons. So I'd probably have to like offset it. We could throw another rocket over here, the regular one over here, and then find something else that weighs 1 kiloton and stick it off to the side, like the, I don't know, the targeting laser plus the light plus something else. This robust explosive charge is interesting. Probably not something we're going to use. Basically, you stick it on your ship, and if the enemy shoots at it and they hit it, then it explodes, and it shoots 16 shots that do 10 damage each. So it's 160 damage. It's a lot of damage. Compare that to the health of most of our things here. Best case scenario, I think maybe at some point we can create some replicators. Get some replicators and then maybe replicate suicide ships that will fly in with this robust explosive charge on their nose and then explode when they just ram into ships, which would be pretty cool and awesome. For now, let's just not use these. Don't really want to use the inferior modules, so if you don't want to use those, you can actually just turn them off and say, I don't want to see those anymore. You can also sort based on the specific type of thing you're looking for. In this case, why don't we go ahead and throw a little bit of armor onto our ship. We also have some shield arrays to choose to power up. Right now we are using 40, we only generate 23. The shield arrays provide a permanent shield, and we'll just briefly, I'll show you what these look like. I don't want to use this in the next mission, but here's what it would look like if we were to do it. The shield array is a permanent fixture. It turns on the second you start the mission, and you cannot turn it off. So it's not something where we could just say, well, I only want to use it situationally. No, it's going to just drain a ton of power all the time and create this sort of bubble around our ship to the sides. Depending on where you position it, you could do something like this, where maybe you have some space here intentionally left, and maybe do something like this. Grab those, bring them over, put it maybe right here. You could try to make it overlap in a specific spot, right? Like right in front of your weapons. However, there's one drawback to this type of shield, and that's that you cannot actually fire through it. So if we try to, we shoot through our own shields. Once we've shot them down, then we can fire as normal. But functionally, this type of shield doesn't really benefit these weapons specifically. It does work really well with things like carriers, mine laying, and just sort of generally protecting areas of your ship that you don't ever want to get shot at. But for now, we can't really afford to power them, so let's go ahead and turn those off. Now, we did add these micro solar panels, but these ones have only 20 hit points. So they're same overall amount of HP as the larger ones relative to the amount of space that they take up. Because they are smaller and more likely to get killed, let's go ahead and bury them inside the center of the ship so they're a little bit safer. Maybe we find a better location for this guy so that we can actually maybe use its power at some point. It looks like I maybe overlapped that slightly. And since we're already 6 tiles wide, let's do something like this. You can always have space in the center of your ship, it's not a big deal. I feel like my power, my thrust is a little bit too far in the back of the ship right now. Kind of wish the matter recovery device wasn't a 3x3 entity, or that we had two of them so we could turn it into effectively a 3x6. 3x6 would work a lot better for me right now. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to stick this thing as a group at the very back of the ship. Still want to get these micro solar panels buried kind of deep in there so they're nice and safe. But I'm just going to reverse these now and put them up in here. Okay. I think that works for now. So, the resonance cannon is something we could potentially consider using soon, now that we actually do have the battery to store up enough power to use it on occasion. Let's go ahead and consider throwing out a little bit of this armor. We don't really technically need it. I would love to have it somehow protecting the weaponry, but for now we're going to go ahead and just sort of throw it up here in the front. And there is this little button you can press to change the graphical variation, so we're going to make it look a little bit different, maybe look a little bit cooler in the front up there. I've also changed the color of my weapons, or all my stuff. You can make everything one color, you can make it all red, you can make it all green. You can make your, let's say you make everything green, and then you take your weapons and you make those all red if you want to, or really whatever you want to do. But yeah, for me, for right now, that seems fine. Let's do that, and we'll make our propulsion, I don't know, blue, just because we can. And then let's go ahead and do another mission. So let's go ahead and do our, now apparently considered to be normal mission, normal difficulty, because we've added some stuff to our ship that makes us a little bit stronger. And let's go ahead and dive into this one. So, okay, careful. Now that is actually a friendly ship. This is an example of a guy with a replicator. So this is the ship we're supposed to be defending. It's a factory, and you can see its layout. It's got those shields on the sides and in the back. It's got some maneuvering thrusters, a whole bunch of armor on the front, and it is replicating a ship with a command center. Command center, 2 propulsion rockets, a micro solar panel, and a little bit of shields, or a little bit of armor in the front. This is a ramming ship. Basically, it's just gonna make these things non-stop. Let's just watch them for a second here. These things are equipped with a skirmish or a melee AI, and they're just gonna fly at the enemy ships and try to collide straight into them. And when they can hit them at good speed, they will do a lot of damage, and they will usually cripple an enemy ship because they will take out one side of their thrusters or something. So I don't actually have to do anything. I could just ignore the primary, the secondary objective and just
secondary objective complete.
Automatically get it. We just got a bulky cargo container for just being here. Good job. Factory's now gone. He just teleported away. But he created 2 little guys at first, and just kind of want to see how well they do. Same thing can happen to them, of course, where they lose one of their rockets and then they can't steer, just like that guy. So he is now out of commission. Will not be able to drive straight. He'll just kind of putz around without anything to do. And that guy's lost both engines. One of the great things about it is that you can actually destroy your allied ships, and if they have like micro solar panels, there still is a chance you can salvage them. So I'm hoping that those micro solar panels are salvageable. Let's go ahead and try to attack these guys while they're distracted. And I kind of wasted a little bit of time here, I think. Oh, right in the back. Pow, right in the kisser. Get him. Come on, get him before he can turn around. And we got him. Let's just move in for the kill here. Pick him apart. What do we get? A repair bot? That's it? Ooh, that's kind of weak. Alright, let's go blow up our ally. In hopes that we get his micro solar panel, because that'd be really quite handy. And we did not, sadly. Okay, what about this other husk of a ship? Hey, look! There's a micro solar panel from our previous, the first one. Ooh, he's still got a gun. Having a hard time aiming, but still could be dangerous. Oh. Okay. Alright. I was afraid that I lost something, but we actually did salvage another solar panel. Okay. A little bit of minerals here. Ore is automatically sold into credits at the end of every mission. Right now we have 35, 36. That's going to turn into 360 credits. It's one of the reasons why it's useful to have a single ore storage container at the back of your ship or inside your ship. But take our time here to push these things into that thing over there. I think we're going to have to go ahead and back them in again here. Don't want to use the front of our ship because we'll end up pushing too fast, and our weapons actually have very little health. It'd be quite dangerous to use the front of the ship. Worst case scenario, if I lose this matter recovery device, it just reduces the chances that I get more modules from the enemy, but my ship will still be functional. Oh, yep, okay. I was worried I didn't actually do it for long enough. Trying to snuggle this guy right up into range there. Now if they stop being in range, they do stop counting, unless you've already gotten all of them. Nice, that one actually got into range. So you only have to just get them all in range all at once for a second, and then after that, even if they kind of go out of range and it's not within tether distance of the factory or the lab, then you still get credit for it, so... Shouldn't take too much longer. My experience has been you usually get only presented with this type of mission in the very beginning. In the future, it's going to be a lot more combat related. But this is a nice mission for, I don't know, PvE players who don't really want to do combat. You can just focus on mining in the beginning of the game if you want. Ooh, a fragile resonance cannon. Okay, up here, there is a little loot chest up that way. Got some minerals that we could get from that asteroid mine, the green colored asteroids on the map. Let's just go for our loot chest and then head to the gate. Excited about our new micro solar panel. Did we get one? I think we did. Picked up a micro solar panel, an efficient solar panel. So same weight, but this one actually just provides more power than normal. That's quite nice. Here we have a auto loader. Module technology acquired. So that's a module. You can actually equip that and have it connect with any kind of weapon you want, and it will increase the firing rate in this case. That's what an auto loader does. There's auto loaders, range extenders, various other types of modules you can attach to weaponry. But end this mission and go check out the hall.
Galaxy map initialized.
Alright, so, new things. We've got our explosive charge, we've got the efficient solar panel. Definitely want to throw that thing out there, as well as the other micro solar panel going to be added to the ship. Got a regular missile launcher available, singular... we actually have two, we have an even number of propulsion rockets now. Cool. Let's go ahead and grab those. Those will probably get added to the ship. Resonance cannon. Now that we actually have a little bit more energy, this does include the parts that I've just kind of put out there but haven't connected yet. So 29, peak energy usage is 46. Actually hover over this to see like where the breakdown is coming from. Would I rather have more guns or more? I probably would prefer to have more guns. I'd like to get the armor out. I think we do want to use as much armor as possible. Even though it does add weight to your ship, it's not cheap. It's a kiloton per tile. So it's a good thing we got some more engines then. Right now we're 4 engines forward, 2 engines backward. Normally you do go forward. We could go one of two ways. We could either really focus on lots of forward thrust. Oh, I didn't mean to have both those selected. Or we could focus on having good rotational speed by going 2 forward, 2 back. And I usually like to have the rotational speed kind of balanced out because aiming right now is going to be very important. We need to be able to make quick pivots, and if we get too like lopsided in one steering direction, then we'll have a hard time making those quick turns. Let's go ahead and maybe move these back a little bit and tuck you in there. Something like that could work. Except that, that's right, these are actually already facing each other, so how about we do... Let's Something like this. We'll take you, tuck you right up in there. Have the exhaust overlap. We'll do that twice. Okay, so we have two different methods of doing that. This armor, I'm still pretty happy with where it's located. We don't have any other exposed weak points, really. This micro solar panel, we're going to want to tuck someplace into the center, I think. Maybe we could pair these two solar panels up together. And drag this whole thing back way down there. Ship's getting kind of long now. Well, it is what it is. What else do we have on here? Targeting laser, decoration, shield array, spotlight, missile launcher, light, robust charge. Okay. It will work. It is functional. So, the next mission for us to choose from is apparently only this one, way up here, where we have to go all the way up here. It's going to be considered very hard. I have to admit, I've never had something like this happen where I've been forced to go so far from my current location and had no other missions available to me. I don't really know why it's doing that, but we apparently have to destroy a station, destroy freighters, and there are a lot of enemies, so
Enemy station detected.
I guess we dive in and we see what happens. Let's hopefully pick these guys off one by one. I'm going to focus on trying to just sort of take off their dangerousness, you know, their weapons at the beginning. And then, oh, that's a torpedo. Torpedoes are dangerous. You just don't want to get overwhelmed. It's the main thing. Is he hitting himself with torpedoes? It certainly seems like it. Alright, he is slow and he's already fired 2 rounds of torpedoes. They can only fire 3 per mission. Let's see if we can... God, even more torpedoes. Jesus! Oh my gosh. Run! Oh my gosh. So close. Watch out for the blast radius of those torpedoes. Okay. Well then, this is definitely going to be a challenging mission. Okay, he has weakened himself a little bit. I do think, I got the impression that he did hurt himself. Now they are all against me, right? They are not like neutral or like hostile to each other. We have much longer range with our missiles. I could set it up so missiles would fire on their own, a separate weapon command. We could just focus on firing missiles only, but for the most part, I usually haven't needed to do that. What I'm trying to do right now is just pick off those fireballs with my missiles on his side. Outrange them, because they have a range of about 600 where the missiles have a range of about 1,000. Unfortunately, he does have repair bots, so... I'm worried here we're going to get boxed off into the corner. Alright, there goes his weapons. That guy is now impotent. Let's just sort of bolt here. We're very maneuverable, so let's take advantage of that. This guy is new and dangerous, I think. If he has torpedoes, he's still got them armed. So he's got weapons right in the center. Oh god, he's got torpedoes. Those are going to be dangerous. Alright, our integrity's at 96% right now. Straight in my energy. Gotta get out of here. I'm surrounded. Come on, snipe that command center. Get him. Having quick rotational speed will sometimes allow you to rotate your ship to intentionally take shots with your armor instead of a fragile weapon or front of your ship or something. There's a positive side effect of this mission, being as difficult as it is, and that's that we're going to pick up a lot of modules, a lot of components. this mission.
Ship destroyed.
Okay, is that a new bad guy?
Resource collected. Enemy ship destroyed.
Alright.
Resource collected. Resource collected. Resource collected. Resource collected.
That is not a weapon, that is actually a targeting laser right there. Seems like the AI likes to use those, simply just to, I don't know, be intimidating, look pretty.
Resource collected. Enemy ship destroyed.
Okay, you still have 3 enemies to take down. Yo, sometimes it seems like they don't actually use their weapons at max range. I did make a comment on the Steam discussion group about it, just because I feel like a lot of times you can actually just sort of casually outrange the AI. Oh, torpedoes, run! Run! Nice, okay. And that is why I like to have good maneuverability. Now I'm going 700 kilometers in reverse. I can go just as fast backward as I can go forward. Can easily outrange missiles and weapons and kind of poke in, poke out, that kind of thing. So now we're taking a few hits there. We do have 1 repair bot, I think it was, so we can probably afford to take a few hits. Notice how that front set of weapon arrays is taking some damage.
Resource collected.
Oh, crap, shoot, there was still stuff in the way. Just drove right into it, almost took down one of my weapons. What do you got in there? Are those torpedo launchers? I think they might be. Yeah. Back it off. Get away. Oh, jeez. That's exactly the path I was planning to go. Rather rude. Is that the 3rd shot from that torpedo? One way you can get around the 3 shots per mission limit is by replicating ships that use torpedo launchers. Every replicated ship can use 3 torpedoes. Ooh, uh-oh. We're at the very corner of the map right now. That's why I can't back up anymore. Just try to navigate around him. I think this guy was one of the first ones we engaged, because he doesn't seem to be using his torpedoes. Nice, we salvaged the torpedo launcher. Awesome. So notice how we're not picking up the ore anymore, it's just sort of floating in space. That's because the cargo hold is now full. One of the reasons why it can be useful to carry around extra storage. You never really know when you're going to have enough. I'm actually thinking I might just put in a quick cut here, because there's a little bit of cleanup for me to do on this mission, and it's not going to be very difficult to do. I just need to kind of fly around. Nice, picked up a skirmish CC. Skirmish AI. So we're going to use that to probably create like a little, I don't know, helper bot for our next few missions. Could be interesting. There's another component here. Some sort of a shield. Yeah, shield array. Tell you what, I'm going to kind of clean up this mission or just put in a cut here, and in the next episode we're going to take a look at all this new stuff, design a new little helper ship to go along with us now that we have that extra command module, and deck out our ship with that torpedo launcher as well. So, alright, cool. I'll see you again in the next episode though. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.